What's up, YouTube? 90s Kid here, and today I just wanted to come at you with a little bit shorter of a video, maybe if we can get it there. I know I love to ramble, but I mean, essentially, I've been trying out different offhand weapons. That way, I at least had some knowledge to drop on you in terms of all the different options we have, from the Butcher, Power Stone, Inferno, the Finisher, the Mjolnir, the Lifetaker. There's so many different weapons that we can utilize in terms of survivability. You can have the sword and the shield. You can have the Warhammer. You can have the fire staff for all that extra dot damage. But I want to focus on the void gauntlet here in this video. I think after using it for a while, I've come to the conclusion that this is an amazing utility weapon. I think everybody else probably already knew that. Maybe a little late to the party here, but it's a great weapon. I think it's easily obtainable. This weapon allows your ranged attacks to inflict disintegrate. So, I mean, that's going to give you a damage over time, and that's going to weaken the target's armor, which is great. Just for a shot of our blunderbuss. We don't have to change weapons to get that. We're just doing that naturally. And if you already have Keenly Jagged and, a rune glass on to where you're inflicting a poison or a burn, I mean, you're doing so many damage over times already just from your basic attacks. Throw in the burn damage that you get from, your splitting grenade, and your dots are just going now. Throw Disdained Infliction on this, and it helps you even more, right? So, it's hard to beat that in terms of utility, in terms of damage. Again, this doesn't have that 15% damage like the Inferno, or the 15% damage to bleeding targets like the Finisher. But I think the utility you do for your party, and the extra damage that you can get from things like Oblivion and Tether, that it's just, I mean, you might as well be having one of those weapons. The utility you have with Oblivion grants you and your party 15% extra damage. It's going to cause another dot if the enemy is in your circle. Tether is mostly just for you in terms of that 20% extra damage you're doing to the boss. It also weakens it. So again, that's going to be for the party. That's a utility skill. Orb of Decay is going to cause another disintegrate. It's going to be 5% weapon damage a second, and it's also going to reduce target's armor by 10%. So pretty incredible in terms of utility and being able to get that damage going. It's there. The cons that I see from me, from what I've been playing it, is that ramp. You're not really able to ramp up and hold that 16% damage as often as I'd like. You're just constantly switching weapons. So that's resetting. I think maybe instead of unload, here would be better to go more utility and try to get that double down. Get that next skill as quick as possible. It's going to allow us to get a splitting grenade every 10 seconds, at least another splitting grenade in 10 seconds. Or a blast shot that's going to give us another 10% rend. So we're going to be able to add that utility. This is going to allow us to get that more damage. Even being able to use Azoth within 3 or 4 seconds instead of 7 seconds. That's another huge 20k damage that I think is going to replace what we're getting or what we're losing for this. I'm not sure. There's some testing I got to do with it, but that's where I'm at. That's one thing I have noticed in terms of a downside of having to constantly switch my weapons to reapply, Orb or Tether or Oblivion, right? So that's kind of where we are. Um, I don't want to keep you too long. I think I'm just gonna make these quick shot videos for you to just kind of see some clips of these weapon combinations in action. The clips I got for you today are from Mutation 1 and Empyrean Forge. Running some pugs with my fiance, who runs a very similar build as me. I'm lucky in that way that we are able to piggyback each other's oblivions to where we have that sustained, almost full-time sustained 15% extra damage. and it's pretty great. I think it was allowing us to burn these bosses down just under 2 minutes apiece. So I'll leave you with that. Hopefully everyone's doing good. Hopefully you guys are starting to try out the blunderbuss, and it's becoming something that is a more mainstay in your inventory. And if not, hopefully these videos are going to turn you to it. But the next one that I do will be on the Inferno. And then, we're just going to go down the line. We're going to have 4 or 5 different videos talking about some offhand weapons. It'll be fun. And hopefully you stick with me. Until then, stay safe, stay good, and keep shooting. Peace, guys.